Hey y'all, this is a different setup. I'm as you can see, this beautiful scenery in the background. I'm currently in Germany right now, near Fusan, and decided to bring my equipment with me on the trip. Um, to be honest, I thought I'd be recording a little bit more. I'm like on the last 2 days of my trip now, and yeah, I got stuff I want to talk about now. Same old as on this channel and how things kind of go on here. I don't really know how long this topic will go, to be honest. Um, I was kind of thinking about a topic about letting go or whatever and like not holding on to things since, long story short, like my mom lost something very important on our trip, and for a day or two, it was kind of a dampener on our family trip, and dealt with losing souvenirs and stuff, and a couple $100 worth of stuff lost. So that was kind of a bummer. But I was like, I don't know. That's gonna seem kind of boring. But um, yeah, this I think this will be one of my videos on traveling, which will be interesting, or at least recorded in a different country than what I usually record in, which is like my backyard or inside my house, to say the least. So, I mean, just damn, look at that. I don't think I'll have a better background than this. I'm like on a balcony right now at this villa that um super nice, really nice. And let's just jump into it. So, about a little over a month ago, I recorded a video that was about my experiences with going sober on weed. I just talked with one of my friends about this, and in July, we were kind of holding each other accountable. And then he kind of took a break, and then for his birthday, he celebrated with it. And meanwhile, I've been kind of going with it. And now it's kind of made me wonder about, reflecting on that experience or just my experiences on it so far with my sobriety and just, I don't know, my thoughts and feelings on it because it's been about like 2 months. I started like July 8th, and I think it's what? September 19th. So it's been about 2 plus months now, which is kind of crazy. I honestly didn't think it would go this long. I think once I saw my doctor and she was like, "Oh, let's see in 3 months." That's been kind of holding me accountable to be like, "Okay, let's see how I feel in 3 months." And I don't know, it's hit or miss, to be honest. There's some good things. I've been way more consistent in the gym. I feel like my mental health's been a little bit better, and I definitely spend less of my time outside smoking weed. Instead, I'll just be watching shows, reading anime, reading anime, reading manga, watching anime, playing video games, hanging out with my friends a little bit more. I don't overeat as much. My appetite has regulated a little bit, and I'm genuinely less anxious now. Like in my day to day tasks, like I feel like reaching out to people or work related things aren't as stressful as they were maybe when I was smoking at a pretty consistent, I mean, like 4 to 5 times a week, maybe even daily some weeks. I mean, it got pretty bad, to be honest, in my humble opinion. I think the one reason why I wanted to, I guess, be sober from it for a while was I just didn't like the thoughts that would come into my head and the way I behaved or how my mood was, and how sometimes I'd be like, you know what? I'm going to take a little weed right now and not go to the gym on my rest day. Or I would just screw up my schedule. I would just bullshit things. And here's not to say I'll never do it again, but it's made me really consider like using it again. Like on this trip, I had a cigar with my dad, really good, and just not inhaling it. But I got like a head rush. I got a little nauseous, and it was just a weird experience, to say the least, because I've never really smoked cigars, and not inhaling them compared to weed was definitely an experience, to say the least, in terms of just how that affects you and um, kind of just your behaviors. I just noticed that sometimes I would be like, okay, you know what? Instead of doing this social activity, I'll just call it a night and smoke weed and get high. And some of those nights I enjoyed it. And now that I haven't had it for like 2 months, maybe it'd be more of a novelty. But I almost don't want it to end. Like, I would feel really crummy if I just like broke it one day and be like, oh, my streak's over. But then also, you kind of want to be detached from that, right? You don't want to be so attached to your streak of sobriety that's like, all right, I'm on day 65. Like, it should just be like, that's you. That's your new identity. Like, no more of that, right? And there's just so much information out there. Some people are like, oh, never do this shit again. It's ruin your life. Da 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 da, right? And then others are like, well, if you use it in moderation, it's possible. And I don't know anymore. There's just so much out there. It's really hard to like form an opinion on this. And all I can do confidently is talk about how I feel regarding this. So I don't know if my appetite has gone higher or has stayed the same due to weed because I do eat a little bit. Like I still have I have a little of a gut from when I would overeat. I definitely gained some weight on it, self-esteem issues, just a lot of negatives that when I look back, it's fun maybe with friends and stuff, but I don't know. I'm 26, I'm single, and it's like maybe I need to focus on other things before I even consider using it again. And for those out there, if you feel like you're struggling or using it for the wrong reasons, let me tell you, like, you definitely can. And before you know it, time just kind of slips through your fingers. And it is not a great feeling, especially when, for me, I don't have someone I need to be held accountable to. It's all on me. Like, this is it. This is my life, Whoever's watching this, like, I know you don't really care what's going on in my life, but what you can take from this, right, is that maybe have more initiative in your own life or do things that are a little more bold because tomorrow's not guaranteed. And like I look out to this, it is so pretty. I was like sitting on the balcony and I don't know, I've sometimes like getting on the camera is tough because I just don't know how long I want to talk on this thing or who's seeing this, who resonates with this. Like, am I being my authentic self? Am I censoring myself? I try not to cuss a lot, but like in my day to day life, I feel like I do cuss a lot, and I just kind of want to be um use this channel as like there's so many self improvement channels out there, and I feel like they try to sell you something, but I have under 100 subscribers. I have no incentive or making money from this thing, so like this is just coming from the heart and pure passion. Like this is a passion project. Like this is this is what I like doing on my free time when I feel the motivation or drive, as I did today, to sit down and record. And I feel like cannabis weed just has had a profound impact on the last 3 years of my life to where I haven't even had something as long as over 2 months sober. It's really bizarre. Like, I've saved a lot of money. Like, each trip I would go, I would spend easily 150 average on each trip, sometimes over $200. And I have a decent enough job where I can like supplement this advice, but at the end of the day, it was like I'm not really getting too many maybe like relaxation or after a hard workout if I'm super sore and like I would go outside and spend maybe 30 minutes or an hour, but I don't know, sometimes I'd be out there, I'd feel guilty while on it. It's just like, why am I feeling guilty on something that should be like a pleasure or something to like help you relax? So I think then is where I started to question my use on it and how it's affecting me. And then even asking the doctor's perspective on things. what was crazy was like, I think over 5 or 6 years of continuous use is when you start seeing things. And I haven't even gone to that level. So who's to say if I did it for longer that, I would have been perfectly fine. But at the end of the day, it's a drug and it affects like how you think sometimes, or that, I think that's what's the crazy part about this. We don't, it's like the information out there, we fully don't comprehend like the full extent of weed long term. And that's kind of scary to think about as well, because I'm 26 now. What happens if I kept going at that rate and I'm 29? Like, do all my brain cells go away? I know friends that like smoke it all the time, and he's pretty lucid, and I love having conversations with him and stuff. So I don't know. I guess it's different for everyone. And this experiment with it has just been pretty eye opening, to say the least. And I find new thoughts almost each every day or every day about like, okay, like, is my attention span better? Is it not? Am I able to fully engross into things? I noticed when I was stoned, I would like really love what I was doing and like thoroughly enjoy it and be present. And then when sober, I can be present, but it's a little tougher. And especially to like watch certain things, or I would get bored quicker, which I noticed. Um, we definitely helps with boredom, because no matter what you're doing, you're just feeling good on a drug. So some days I kind of miss that. But then when I don't know, it's 50-50. When I first recorded that video, I think the algorithm was in my favor and really liked it. And that was only a couple weeks. It was close to a month. Now, like, what, 6 weeks later, I'm in middle or late September, which is crazy. I so needed this break from work and just not life, because life happens to you every day, but man, going abroad really just helps you refocus and like, oh, look, there's a little animal walking in the back. We're kind of near like some goats and donkeys. I'm surprised the donkey hasn't made a sound yet. It's kind of funny. Like, I didn't really anticipate that. So, that's about enough yapping from me on this subject. I may talk about this more, um, if I continue the streak. Who knows? Maybe the next video I'm like, I relapsed. That's my update, guys. Like, these are my thoughts on it. But for right now, still going pretty strong. I have a sobriety app. I don't check it daily. I haven't checked it actually this whole trip, funny enough. I did it more at home. So be kind of interesting to see where like the milestone is on that. But made it to this point. Thank you so much for watching, and I appreciate a like, comment, or any thoughts on my videos. It's always fun just to like connect with people. I feel like connection is a lot harder to do nowadays, and even if it's a hate comment or whatever, like, I appreciate. I'm a small channel. I'm a small ass channel. You think I like would look at any type of feedback as bad at this point? Like, engagement is great. So thoughts, feelings, whatever, like, comment, share, subscribe. If you did any of those things, thank you so much up to this point, and I'll catch you in the next video. Peace from Germany.